Hey there YouTube, this is SJM4306 back with yet another review video. This time we're taking a look at the Boombox 520 by Puremic. They very kindly sent this in for review. This is actually my second time filming this. I have no idea what happened to my footage. It's just lost to time. So I'm refilming this intro bit. So the speaker's actually not in here, it's actually upstairs. And yeah, they provide a little quick start guide. I believe this was somewhere around the $35, $40, maybe $45 price mark somewhere. I'll put a correction if I'm wrong there. Comes in several different colors. Has like, you know, your RGB, fancy, whatnot. So this is sort of a mid-size, not particularly small. You can see here it says 12 hours of runtime. It is IPX6, which means no dust resistance, but a level 6 water resistance. Comes with a nice carrying handle. And yeah, this guy is one of these like all-in-ones where it can obviously do Bluetooth, but then it has aux in, FM radio, USB for like an MP3 USB stick, trans flash or like micro SD card for the same thing. And yeah, and it charges off of USB-C. And one thing I found very interesting, it says the battery's an 18650, so that's good. If you can get into when you're eventually going to need to replace that battery for a couple of years. But it says it's only 2400 milliamp hours, so that's tiny. So given the 12-hour rating, I'm a bit surprised by how small that battery is. I don't know if that's correct, if that's like a typo or something. I don't know. Anyway, two 8-watt speakers. It says 4 hours of playtime, and etc. etc. Anywho, comes with a decently short, like 6-inch USB-C cable, and also probably equivalently short dual aux cable, 3.5 millimeters. So that is what it is. Box is pretty much just repeats all that information. For some reason, the back of the box is in a totally different language that I do not read, so. And yet the side is in English, so that's weird. Anywho, one thing I found very interesting, I did not notice this the first time. So on the side here, there's a sticker that's partially covering up. It says, "Dare to, I think, listen." And it has people partying and holding fireworks and whatnot. I didn't really think twice about it, but I recently received a JBL Go 3, and I kept its box. And look at that. They copied that picture exactly from JBL, and it even says the same thing, "Dare to listen," but they did remove the JBL exclamation mark logo. I guess that was just a little bit too spicy for them. But yeah, this is the Go 3's box, so that's really weird. I don't know why they would have bothered copying that. Anywho, I just found that interesting. I was like, I swear I saw that picture recently, and I dug this box out, and yeah, lo and behold, exact same picture. So a little bit naughty on that. Anywho, let's actually, I guess I could show you real quick. The speaker is packed really well. Foam inserts, protective kind of plastic bag. So yeah, it arrived all in one piece. No issues with that at all. I'm sorry I couldn't get the unboxing footage, but I mean, there really wasn't much to it. So anywho, let's just jump to the actual review portion of the review. Okay, so we are back. I have tested this out for about 2 weeks. I sort of use this as a shower radio downstairs, and I used it when I was cycling in the basement. And here are my findings. So I guess first off, we'll just turn this on. So, first thing to address. Okay, there we go. It's just connected to my phone. As a speaker, if I have to be brutally honest, this is definitely in like the lower quarter tier for like sound quality, in my opinion. And I think maybe it's like a tuning issue, because certain things that I listen to, if I tune down the bass, it actually sounds reasonable, and I could totally listen to this. It gets very loud, so that's good. But I think it's just like too heavily tuned. The DSP in here, they skew it so much towards like the bass and kind of cut off the higher frequencies that it sounds kind of like it's underwater for certain things. If you have like a music player app on your phone that allows EQ adjustment, if you just turn down the bass and then boost like the treble, it sounds much better. So that's sort of a requirement. I can't figure out, I don't think this has an internal EQ that I can adjust. So I had to do it on my device side, my phone or my MP3 player. So yeah, that is the first thing. I'll play some sample music and whatnot. But yeah, other than that, I thought so. It has the giant plus minus buttons, which is awesome because like you can very easily adjust volume and whatnot. But it was kind of opposite of what I thought. I thought if you press this quickly, like plus minus, that would just change the volume. But it's opposite. You have to press and hold up or down to change the volume up or down. If you just press this quickly, it works like a track skip basically. It's just opposite of like every other speaker that I own, so it's something that I had to remember. It's not a big deal. I don't change the volume on the unit a lot. I usually do it on my phone, so not a big deal. I do really like the rubberized coating on all this is like really good. I do enjoy that. It's very well made, I will say. It feels like I could chuck this at concrete and it'll survive. It'll probably gouge up the plastic, but I have like no doubt that this would survive or being run over by a car or something like that. It is very well built. One other thing is the lighting mode is cool. I do appreciate that. I forgot to mention the side caps also light up. That's a nice effect. It doesn't remember. It has like a bunch of different settings. It doesn't remember what mode you left it in when you turn it off. When you turn it back on, it always goes to this scrolly mode. And we can just go through some of these. There's like a solid mode that changes colors. There's this that has like a flowing pattern in and out. There's this mode where it's just solid and then fades to like the next one. There we go. There's one that goes left and right. They're all variations of this. This one has like dual color left and right scrolly. This is like the VU mode. I noticed there's no audio playing. And so it's either too sensitive or sort of a fake VU meter almost. It does sort of adjust, so I'm not going to call it completely fake. So it does adjust when I'm playing music. However, it always like oscillates a little on top of that. So it's not super accurate. Obviously, you wouldn't use this for like accurately measuring the volume of something, but it's just sort of weird the way that this is implemented. I think whoever programmed this mode didn't quite do it correctly. So anywho, it's not that big of a deal. And then it goes back to this mode where it's just flowing RGB. I think this honestly probably looks the coolest, so I would probably just leave this on. Or if you press and hold, you can just turn it off, honestly, if you don't like RGB. There is like a blue indicator light on top, which is like pretty discreet when it's at an angle, but you can definitely tell that it's on. That's good. It's not like so super over brightening and whatnot. I do appreciate the strap. It does make it easy to just like tote this off. This is like a hefty thing, and I was surprised the manual says it only has like a 2000 or 2500 milliamp hour battery. I use this for like 2 or 3 weeks solid, like at least half an hour a day to an hour a day, every day, and I only charged this once and it still isn't dead. And I think I predominantly use it with the lights on too, so you would assume that consumes kind of a lot more energy. And this has ran for like well over 2 weeks, and the battery still isn't dead, so I think maybe the literature is incorrect. I think this actually does have a pretty beefy battery. I definitely use this more than 10 hours, and at like decently moderately high volume too. So I'm pretty sure this will run for like probably at least like 15-20 hours straight. So that is good. If only the sound quality were a little bit better, I'd be a little bit more happy to recommend this a little more wholeheartedly. The flap covers micro SD, USB, aux-in, and the USB-C for charging, obviously. I haven't actually tested it. I've only used this over Bluetooth. But I guess it's cool that it gives you the option of using a thumb drive and whatnot. But obviously, if you plug anything in, it'll keep the flap open. So any water resistance this has kind of goes out the window as soon as you plug stuff in. You could plug a micro SD card in, though, and it has a cutout so that you can still close this with a card inserted. So that I appreciate. But if you have any of the other ports plugged in, obviously, that would prevent you from closing this protective cover. Anywho, also there's a radio functionality, but I predominantly use this in my basement, and I can't get reception there, like, no matter what I did. That's normal, though. Like, my basement is like a pit for radio stations. Anywho, let me just fire up my YouTube channel, and I guess I'll get scrolly light goodness to go. Try to use one of the VU modes, and I'll demonstrate what I noticed about the inconsistency of it being there. Let's see. I guess we'll do my channel trailer. And obviously the media buttons and everything work. So I can pause the music from here, or play. So audio sounds okay. I mean, it's maybe a little bottom heavy. Definitely bottom heavy, I would say. But it's definitely listenable. And this does get decently loud. I can't really play anything copyrighted, unfortunately. I could maybe throw on one of my videos so that you can hear like how voice sounds. And this is hopefully no different. I mean, we'll see. This is their PE1, which is their portable wireless sports Bluetooth speaker. So yeah, like that works decently. It doesn't sound nearly as good as like some other smaller Bluetooth speakers I have. Like the JBL Go, I think just generally sounds better. The JBL Go 3 that I recently reviewed, and even the Tozo PE1 that I was just playing the review video for, I think those sound better than this, even though they're significantly smaller. But this can definitely get much louder than both of those speakers. So I think that's what they're going for here. This is like a party speaker, where you just have music that has lots of ridiculous bass, and that's kind of it. And this works just fine for that, honestly. And it's flashy, it looks cool, it's very well built, I will say. And it has a lot of functionality. I mean, you could plug in a bunch of different things, and so this gives you a lot of different options for how you, like, what source you want to play music from. It works just fine with my phone. Never had a problem with like it dropping out or cutting out. It pairs like instantly. And yeah, so this is a solid speaker. This is, I forget what the price was last I checked, but it seemed reasonable. I think it was around like the $40-ish, maybe $50 price mark. So maybe a little bit pricey. In that price range, I start to sort of really expect sound quality a bit higher than this. But if you just want something, I guess, fun and super bassy, like ridiculously so, this will get you there, and this gets super loud, and it looks pretty cool. So if that's what you're in the market for, then yeah, this is an okay speaker for that. Personally, I think I prefer something with more sound fidelity over volume, so I'll probably opt for something closer to the Tozo PE1, something smaller that can fit in my backpack easier. But this is a decent party speaker. If you guys are interested, links will be down below. And yeah, once again, huge thanks to the manufacturer for sending this guy in for review. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.